and welcome back to my channel. My name's Karen Marie and this is my channel made by Karen Marie. So I was planning on taking you on a little walk today, but I had to turn around as soon as I got out because it started raining again, and I also forgot my little selfie stick that I usually take on my little walks in my office. So I'm walking around with my tripod feeling quite conspicuous. So and the wind is picking up and because the road is wet you can also hear the cars more. I think it stopped. So, what am I going to do today? Well, it is already afternoon. I had this big idea that I would do sort of a chatty Saturday video with you, but then, you know, I had other things to do and yeah, but I thought that we could still have a chatty afternoon. Okay, so that didn't really work, did it? So if you've been following my channel for a little while, you know that I like to take these little winter walks and doing chatty catch-ups with you from time to time. And especially during Vlogmas, that's sort of a regular part of Vlogmas, is taking a walk and filming just while I chat to you. And I know that quite a few of you have expressed that you really like those wintry walks. I thought I would do that today for like more the summer weather, but as you can see from my hammock up there, it is really, really windy. And even though it has now like temporarily stopped raining again, it can start again any moment. So yeah, I had to abandon plans and then film a little inside instead. But you know, I hope that it's okay with you anyway, and I'll try again later if you're interested in having a little like foresty walk or something. I can do that. So anyway, I really wanted to have a little chat with you today because I didn't do a video last week except just a teeny tiny short video that I put up in the shorts section because some of you expressed an interest in seeing my national costume or bunad. And even though I have shown that in a previous video, I couldn't like find it straight away on May 17th. So I just shot a little shorts video showing you the bunad. So I didn't have time to make a proper video last weekend because, as I said, it was May 17th. And for those of you who might not know, I am Norwegian and May 17th is like the big day, yeah, because that's Constitution Day. And Constitution Day here is sort of celebrated a bit differently than many other sort of national days or constitution days, as far as I've been informed. Yes, there are parades, but it's children's parades. So yeah, I mean, that's the big deal here. So the like every nook and cranny in this country has a parade, even though like the school can consist of 20 students or 1,000, but there is a parade. And usually where there are enough people to form a band, there will be a band that marches sort of ahead of the parade. I play in a band. It's sort of a concert band, but we march like in the summer months when there is anything special going on. And I was able to wear my new Butno button-up that I made as my new uniform shirt. And I cannot tell you how much better that shirt fits me than the sort of original that that came with the uniform. Since I was able to sew it up of a plain white cotton too, it did not get like all sweaty and horrible. So my new shirt is so much better. It's still not perfect, and I think that I will give it another go too. I'll still use the Butner button-up pattern, but I think that I will just give myself a little more room on the sides and then eliminate the box pleat. So maybe I'll size up just a little bit on the back maybe. So there are a few more tweaks, and I'll get some more plain white cotton and try again too, because I really want a good uniform shirt. So, but that was what I did last weekend, and that was why there was no video, because honestly, I did nothing on Sunday. I did do a little bit of sewing, but other than that, I did nothing because I was exhausted. I did have a chance to sew a little bit on the Sunday, as I said. And I managed to sew up the Wardrobe by Me Tropicana shirt that I talked about in my spring plans. And that's a very lightweight blue cotton that I think is going to go really well with a lot of my wardrobe. I managed to sew that up before my business trip this week. So I took that one with me. I'm going to tell you more about these makes in my May makes that's coming up in a couple of weeks maybe. Okay, and I also managed actually to sew up my first pair of the Flaneur trousers by Friday Pattern Company. You may have seen that I put up a little notice on my community tab where I sort of asked if anyone wanted to do a collaboration on those trousers. And I did get a message from, I think it is Rebecca, I'll double check that, I put in the correct one if it isn't, from a sewing channel over in Australia. I think she's called Sew My Troubles Away, I think. I'm going to put her details underneath here, so do go and check her out after this if you haven't already. And she did say that she would be willing to try a collaboration, the first for her. And yeah, I'm just waiting for her to reach out on my my Instagram so that we can set something up. So Rebecca, if you can hear this, please do send me a DM on Instagram and then we'll have a chat about this. But I was too impatient to wait until I could set up a collaboration here. So I decided to use a fabric that I had lying around. It is a denim, but it's a very lightweight denim, more like a chambray, so maybe around 5 or 6 ounces. So I decided to make myself a little toile of those trousers. I haven't filmed myself in those trousers either, so I think you're going to have to wait until the May makes to see how they fit. But I can tell you that they sewed up beautifully, as Friday Pattern Company patterns usually do. And Chelsea has made this really great sew along, as she always does for her patterns. And I mean, the zip went in like a dream. And yeah, I mean, it was a really quick and easy sew because there is no side seam. So there is like one gigantic pattern piece that you cut out twice, and then there are pockets and a waistband and obviously like the fly shield and everything like that. But you know, it's really quick to cut out, it's really quick to sew up, and yeah, I was able to do mine in a few hours, even though I had never sewn it up before. And it fits really, really well, I have to say. But there are a few things that I really want to tweak until my next try. So I do hope that I'll get a collaboration going on that. So I really want to do more collaborations this year. I have only really done one, and that was with the lovely Rachel from the French Seams. As you probably know, we had a collaboration on sewing up the Ash jeans by Megan Nielsen last year, and I'm actually wearing it now. I didn't even think about that when I started this sentence, but yeah, I'm wearing my Ash jeans, and yeah, I would really love to do some more collaborations because I think those are so good fun. So I hope that we'll still make this collaboration going on the Flaneur pants. And if you are interested in joining us for that, please do head over to Instagram and then give me a little DM there and we can set something up. So yeah, even though I was away from Tuesday to Thursday this week, I did have a chance to sew a little bit. And then yesterday I was really anxious to sew something and then I needed a quick win. So I went down to my sewing room and found Visco's jersey that I bought at the Stitch Festival. Can't really remember from whom I bought it now. It may have been Rosenberg. Anyway, I really wanted a quick win and I wanted a new, like, easy to wear sweater. So I sewed up the Tilly and the Buttons Tabitha. And this is the sort of sweater length, but it has really long sleeves, that pattern. So either I have really short arms or the sleeves are really long on this one because I haven't hemmed it yet. I've just turned it up twice just to sort of check out the fit and decide on where I want to hem it. So I'm going to hem the sleeves later on today. I haven't even hemmed sort of the bodice either. So I've just overlocked and it's just hanging there just to kind of let me know how I feel about this before I hem it. It's really, really comfortable. It's super, super soft. And yeah, I think this is going to be a nice little sweater for the days where it's a bit too cold for a t-shirt, but too warm for a hoodie. So like the in-between things. And it's also going to work with a lot of things in my wardrobe. So that's good. What other things have I been sewing up? I feel like this is so long since I chatted to you. It's only 2 weeks, but yeah. So as I also said in my spring plans, I really want to make a grey linen pair of Lane pants by Syd Graham. I love supporting like these small designers, and I had never heard of her before Rachel from the French Seams mentioned her, and I love her whole vibe. I follow her channel now and she has these really lovely videos. So if you haven't followed her already, I highly recommend that channel. So I did make one toile of the Lane pants, just in the shorts in a like washed linen that I had lying around. And I think I fell into a size 14 in her pattern and I sewed up that in the toile. It turned out that it was huge on me. And I know it's supposed to be oversized, but it was like, I looked like I had borrowed trousers from someone, you know, it was not right. And I think it sort of depends on what kind of fabric you sew them up in, obviously. But like the washed linen is a thicker linen, more like bottom weight, and it did not work in that size. But I didn't want to give up, so I sized down to a size 10, 2 sizes down. And when I went to IKEA a few weeks ago, I came across these like double duvet covers, and they were on sale. So I thought this is going to be perfect for toiles. So I did make the size 10. I cut up that duvet cover and then made the size 10 in the Lane pants. That worked out a lot better for me, but they're still not great. It pulls a little bit in my back, probably because I have a sway back. So it does like this really weird thing that all elasticated waist trousers do on me, except the Flaneur pants, and we'll get back to that later. But yeah, so then I tried to maybe lower the waist, and then I made the second toile also out of the same bed sheet because it was so big. And I only like made the shorts version again. I wear these 2 towels now as pajamas, so it's not wasteful, even though I can't really wear them outside of the house. So I tried to lower the waist because I thought if they sort of hit me more like high hip than like really at my natural waist, maybe I'll get rid of the pooling in the back and maybe they'll fit me better. And yes, it does get rid of the pooling at the back, but then they look weird from the front. So yeah, I'm not done like testing this out because I really want to make these trousers fit me well. So what I think that I'm going to do for my next, I may do another toile or I may cut straight into my linen. I don't know. I can hear you all screaming at me now, like, do another toile, do another toile. I might do that actually, just to be on the safe side, because I really want those grey linen trousers to be great, you know. So I think what I'm going to do is keep the original rise or maybe just shorten it by 1 centimeter. Then I think I'll make a couple of darts in the back because they'll still be big enough for me to get them over my hips. Because even the size 10 is quite roomy. So yeah, so I think I'll make a couple of darts in the back just to sort of help with that pooling in the back. So I'll keep to the size 10, make a couple of darts, maybe lower the rise by this much and not this much as I tried last time. And then I'll eliminate the pockets. And even though I do really like a pocket, I like it for like keeping my hands in there and everything, but yeah, they do something weird with me, and I'm pear-shaped, so I don't really want any extra bulk on my hips if I can avoid it. So yeah, that's going to be my next toile or real trousers. We'll see. So with that, I've actually made quite a good progress, I think, with my spring plans. I've made all the tops that I said that I was going to do. I have toiled the lane pants, so actually I've sewn up 3 of those already, but yeah, I'm going to keep going at that. I am sort of in the mood for sewing, and then when the weather is like this outside, I think it's totally justified to blow off the housework and everything and just be in my sewing room. So my youngest daughter has a friend over now. She has been here, like she's having a sleepover. And they're gaming in the room next to this, so I hope it's not too disturbing for you. But that meant that my time wasn't really my own this morning either. So I got up and had my coffee, and then I actually did a workout on my spin bike. For a change, I'm trying to get back into the habit. And then we did a little excursion, and we went out to one of my local fabric stores that's about like 25 minutes away, called Kjolesenteret. And yeah, I brought the kids with me, and under the promise of ice cream. So yeah, so they came with me because I really wanted to pick something up. So I'm going to show you what I got. So first of all, I really needed some more elastic, and I picked this one up. Not really because it's going to show at all. I didn't buy it for the pattern because it's going to be inside a waistband, but it was so comfortable and it had like the right amount of give in it. So yeah, I bought a couple of meters of this waistband elastic. Some more waistband elastic. Very exciting. Then I actually got a meter of this elastic too. I'm not going to make myself fancy underwear, but I thought that I might try to make something that I saw a lady having, and she had sort of made chub rubs out of this kind of like stretchy lace. And now I have those little like shorts that I use under dresses because yeah, my thighs, they are not gaping. There are no gaps between my thighs, okay? So when I walk, yeah, they touch. So maybe that was TMI, but the thing is, I do have those little shorts, but I also tend to get quite warm when I use those shorts. So I'm trying to find some other, you know, ideas to not have chafing, but still be like comfortable. So I thought I will buy a little bit of this stretch lace. It looks pretty and it's very, very, very soft. So, and I'm going to make myself something that I can use on my thighs when I wear dresses. Have you ever tried one of these solutions? If you do, please do let me know how this works, because yeah, I'm not like quite convinced that I can make this happen, but I'm going to try. So I bought fabrics for others today too. Feeling quite proud of myself for not buying more fabrics for myself, but I have a couple of other projects that I want to try. And one of them is for my elder brother. A couple of weeks ago, he said, you know, I don't have a suit. Is that something you can make? And he said it as a joke because, like, obviously he knows that that's a lot of work. I don't have a pattern for a blazer, and I don't think I'll ever be able to make something that's, you know, well made enough to be used in that way. So yeah, I don't know. But I thought maybe I'll make him a pair of trousers and a vest, like a waistcoat. So I picked up some more of this fabric, and I have made myself trousers and a waistcoat in this fabric. Oops. And it is this, I think it is wool. It probably has some poly in it, and maybe because it's sort of a suiting, but it has this really faint little check in there with this sort of maroon, maybe pink. But I thought I have made myself like trousers and a waistcoat in this, and I also made the summer trousers for my husband in this. That's a pattern by Wardrobe by Me. I have been thinking about another pair of trousers from Wardrobe by Me, and that's the chinos that they have. I have seen those trousers on quite a few people and they look really, really great. But have you tried that pattern? Because I'd be so interested to hear how it is to sew up. And now I think that I'm going to try to make chinos in this for my brother, and then a waistcoat. My darling dad, he will be 85 this year. It's not until July, but I've been thinking that I would really like to treat him to something a bit more special for his 85th birthday. So I'm going to sew him a shirt. I think that I'm going to make him a long sleeve shirt, and I'm going to do the Jensen shirt by Wardrobe by Me. I've made that once before for my husband and he likes it. And since my dad was sort of my age in the 70s, he has always had a little penchant for the 70s colors. And then I came across this. And yeah, I sent an image to my elder sister and said, do you think dad would like a 70s shirt? And she said, yes, I'm sure he would. So I bought this, it's a cotton. It's really difficult to get the color quite right there, but yeah. It's not like screaming 70s, but it's still like quite 70s. So I'm going to make him the Jensen shirt for that. So, as I think I mentioned earlier, I was on a business trip this past week, and I was away for a couple of nights in Trondheim, which is a city in sort of the middle of Norway. Now, I was there for business, obviously, so I didn't really have a lot of time, but I did find an hour on one of the days where I walked into one of the shops and I got some more overlocking thread. So I have a Juki overlocker and it's one of the smaller models. It's called E50 something, I can't remember now. So I have to use like one specific kind of thread or spool rather, I would say, and I think that this is the one that really works the best for that, and it's called Troyalock. I've tried several other kinds too, but I think there's something with the spool of the others being too wide, so it keeps jumping up and down. And I know that you can use sort of these little nets or something, but I haven't been able to work that out. So if you have any suggestions, that'd be great, because I don't really like being like forced to use one kind of looking thread. I also bought some buttons. Sorry about the rustling. I bought these buttons that I want to use for my dress that I mentioned in my spring plans. I have plans to make the Autumn in London dress by Seasons of East, and yeah, I really needed buttons for that because there are a gazillion buttons on that dress. And I didn't have anything that was suitable. So I got buttons for that dress as well. So this upcoming week is going to be a little bit shorter because on Thursday, we actually have like a public holiday. And on Friday, my youngest daughter is off school and I'm working from home that day. And yeah, so it's going to be a little bit shorter for a work week. And I have plans to sew. I think it's going to be terrible weather tomorrow too. So I'm hoping that I'll get started on some more of my spring plans. I'll definitely be sewing up my new Lane pants, another toile, maybe, before I sew the real pair of those. I really would like to get started on my other pair of trousers in my spring plans, namely the Puff and Pencil Peachy Pants. Puff and Pencil Peachy Pants. So yeah, that is something that I look forward to sewing up as well. So I will be keeping busy. I have quite a few things that I want to sew up, and I have really a lot of sewing energy right now, so I'm really motivated to sew. By the way, hang on, I really want to show you a couple of things that I have been buying too, because I don't think I showed you my new sewing books. Honestly, I don't know whether this vlog will be interesting to you at all, but yeah. In the beginning, I wasn't really that into Tilly and the Buttons, I have to say, because sort of their whole aesthetic wasn't really speaking to me, I think. But then I started sewing up more and more things, and then I really wanted to own this book, and I kicked myself for not buying her books when I was at the Stitch Festival, because yeah, she had an offer on and everything. So yeah, but then I did buy this, the stretch book. So there are several in here that I'm really interested to try. And I have really loved my Named Patterns Breaking the Pattern book. I've sewn up 3 of the patterns in that book, I think, and I have always sort of eyed up the second one too, and I decided to get it while I was at it. So this is the Building the Pattern book. I think this is the second one, and there are some really lovely patterns in here. I'm not, like, contrary to many people, I'm not really a fan of their instructions, I have to say. Yeah, sometimes I think it's really annoying that they ask you to sort of go back to pages and check out, like, go to page 52 to see how we do this technique and everything. I find that a bit annoying. And I also think it's not always that clear. Like, the description isn't always that clear, but I do love their aesthetic. I think there are so many beautiful makes, and I love this one. with the sort of, can you see the collar there? Isn't that just so interesting? And they always have this really fabulous, unique look, so that you always know that it is named, if that makes sense. And I really, but the pattern that I really bought this for is this one. Let me see, Eloisa. And I'm not going to make the dress because that's not going to look good on me, but I'm going to make this in the sweatshirt version. And I'll see if I can find a good picture of that here. There you go. I love the look of that. So you may have noticed something different about me today, and that is that I have actually new glasses. And it still feels really weird to see myself in them because I have had the same pair of glasses for at least like 10, maybe even 15 years. So a pair of glasses now that are more like round, I kind of, every time I have a look at myself in the mirror. But it's really nice to have a new pair of glasses that actually works. But you may have seen in the comments that I have a lot of typos because yeah, my eyesight haven't been really great with my glasses lately, but it's looking better now, now that I have new glasses. So hopefully I won't be making so many spelling mistakes in the future. Who knows, but I'll try. But anyway, this video has been going on for way too long. I had like plans on chatting a little and taking you with me sewing and everything, but that's going to have to wait until another day. But I'm really interested now to hear whether you would like to join us for our Flaneur collaboration. I would love it if you would. I mean, I would love to be a part of more collaborations. So if you have a YouTube channel and you really want to have more collaborators, please do give me a little DM on Instagram because I would love to do more collaborations. It was so fun last year, and yeah, I would really like to be part of more of that. And I mean, if you have comments on things that I've been sewing or things I plan on sewing, what do you think of the fabrics that I bought for my brother and my dad? Do leave me a comment below. I love reading your comments, and I feel so like cheerful and joyful when I'm able to interact with you. So do please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and maybe even give me a like if you like this content, and I'll check back with you really soon. So I hope you have a lovely weekend. Take care. Bye.